Welcome back, guys, to my channel, and this is the fifth video in the lecture series of this pointers. Like in the previous videos, I have already explained what are the basic meaning of pointers and how does it work. So, in the last video, as far if you have seen the last video, I have mentioned there like what are basic arithmetic operations and what are contiguous and non-contiguous memory. So in that lecture I have already mentioned that when I specify it, the way contiguous memory work, like when I associate address with each one of them, so it will be basically clear to you. So today's agenda is that only I'll be explaining how this address part of thing basically correlates with contiguous form of memories, because when we know that whenever we basically allocate some memory space, or wherever we make a box for instance, so that has to have an address in our memory. So that is the main topic for today. So let's dive in, and before that I would request you to please subscribe my channel, and if you have not seen the previous videos already, you can go through my playlist. It is already available. So all right, let's dive in. So I have my pen activated here. I'll just open the Word document that I have prepared. Fine. So here this is the fifth video. So that the topic, basically the topic, as you know, that the arithmetic in pointers. Oops, sorry. Basically the springs. Okay, so this thing, as you know, before going arithmetic in pointers, you might be thinking why I am giving these touch up concepts, because it will be required. Because I am starting from the very basics. All right, I want you to know how the things work behind the scene, because just to know how arithmetic pointers work is basically easy. All right, you can find it anywhere. You can even find related articles in Google also. All right, so like you Google anything, you will find that. But what my basically motive is to help you to understand what basically happens, and what are the things that basically happening behind the scene, and how the arithmetic in pointers basically work. So before that, these brush up concepts are really very important. So here I have said, see here, so arrays are basically a form of contiguous memory, like I mentioned in the previous video. So this basically means that whenever my memory is allocated, all right, there will be one super block, all right, that is basically your array, and the sub blocks will be there. All right, so the sub now the question arises whether the address of that one particular super block is given, or basically each sub block has a separate address, and how the address are basically determined, how the machine or your compiler decides that what kind of address will be there. All right, so see, as you can see in the screen, that there is a connection as to how the address for each sub block is given. All right, so we'll just see it. All right, so let's consider this example, this particular example. All right, this one. All right, so what is this? Basically this is how an array is declared. All right, so basically this is the syntax. All right, so in this syntax, basically this particular thing, integer int, this is the data type. All right, this C is basically your name of the array. All right, this is your name, and this the thing that is specified within this square braces. All right, this basically is the size, or size of your array, or basically size of your basically contiguous block, that how much size it should be. Suppose here are 4 blocks, so my size will be 4. all right. So there are basically 4 sub-blocks, and this is one parent super block. All right. So basically the number of boxes I need to create and arrange it in a contiguous manner, it will be like this. All right. So basically this thing within the square braces specifies how many sub-blocks will be created in one particular super block, and how the compiler knows that whether one super block or one this contiguous memory has to be created. That this is how basically the compiler understands, because this is how an array is declared, and array are by default a contiguous form of memory. All right. So let's just clear the screen. So when the above statement is written, what basically happens, you have specified here. All right. See, it tells the compiler that create an array of size 6, and since array is a contiguous form of memory, our picture will be like this. All right. So basically one contiguous block, you can think you can think your this entire thing to be your one contiguous block. All right. And basically this one, this and this 5 are, these are basically sub blocks. All right. So that is the thing that's happening. And now basically, so basically this thing also has a relevance. All right. This thing also has a relevance, that the data type. So what is this basically indicating? That okay, fine, create me this thing. All right. Basically all right. So just a second. So basically it is saying that integer part that we have declared above. All right, this int. So this is the data type. So what basically is it telling the compiler? It is telling the compiler that okay, fine, give me 6 such sub blocks, and since it is an array, so it will be one contiguous block of memory, and whatever the values that I will store inside each of these sub blocks, all right, that will be of integer type. All right, that will be of integer type. So this is the data type that we have specified in our declaration statement. All right, fine. So now what is the case, that so this data type has basically meaning, or basically it conveys some meaning. So in this case, the data type that we have specified was integer, which means the thing that I have explained just now is written here. And we know that in case of C language, integer occupy 4 bytes of space. All right. So it basically varies. Suppose you take Java, then Python. Basically it remains the same, but in kind of some languages it might vary accordingly. So basically what happens, since my data type is declared to be an integer, so I know whatever the values that are going to come in this box will be of integer type. And integer, since they occupy 4 bytes of memory space, so what will happen, so my each of this sub block, all right, my each of this sub block will occupy 4 bytes. They will occupy 4 bytes, not this. Just let me, I think we'll get confused because of this thing. All right. Each of these sub blocks, all right, see, so suppose if I tell that this particular block will also take up 4 bytes, this particular block will also take up 4 bytes, this particular sub block will also take a space of 4 bytes. And how we know 4 bytes? Because the data type that we have declared here is integer, and we know that each integer occupy 4 bytes of space. So this is the thing that will happen. All right. So next, what comes in the picture is how is this data type basically determining our address. All right. So I told you that find address. Suppose since this is one block, this is also one block, each of this is one sub block and under one super block. All right. So each of these box has an address. All right. So how the addresses are determined, whether it is like in the previous picture I have said, like in the previous video, not picture, sorry, in the previous video, like whenever we have these kind of discrete All right, so the address that are generated for this one and this one and this one, they are at random. All right, basically address are generated by the memory at random. That is totally true, but what do I mean by random in this particular scenario? I mean by that this the address of this particular box and this particular box will not have any kind of connection, since it is non-contiguous in nature. All right, so but the scenario changes here. Since it is a contiguous block of memory, the scenario will change here. So how it is changing, I'm explaining that thing. All right, so uh, now suppose I just notice this line. All right, just notice this line. That just take up this thing, that I assume that the base address of the array, all right, is 26598. So what is the base address? All right, I have mentioned here what is the base address. The address of the first sub block is known as the base address. All right, now suppose I tell you something. Suppose I say what have I declared in my previous declaration statement. I have declared it like this, right? I have declared it like this. Fine, I have declared like this something in my previous statement. All right, so whenever I say what is the address of array C, that basically does not mean the address of one super block. That basically means that when I am saying what is the address of array C, that means I am referring to the address of the base, or the base address of the array. What is the base address of the array? Which means the address of the first sub block. So whenever I say what is the base address of the array, which means it is the address of the first block, first sub block in that array. Or whenever I say that what is the address of array C, that also basically means I am referring to the address of the first sub block that is inside. All right, I am basically referring this. Fine, so now let's come back. How is the address determined? All right, so what is the data type that I have specified? That is integer. You need to keep this data type in mind. All right, and integer occupy how much bytes of space? 4 bytes. Fine, and now we have assumed that the base address or the address of the first sub block is 26598. All right, so now this we have already assumed. Now the question arises that how is the address of this particular block? This and this and this and eventually this will be determined. All right, so if my base address is 26598, all right, the second sub block, which is part of the contiguous memory block, will have an address of just a second, just a second. Just a second. So my this particular block will have an address of 26602. all right, this will be my address of this. So now you will question how this thing came. All right, so basically what happens is I know that this particular block is a sub block and it is a part of contiguous form of memory. All right, so whenever my base address I have assumed it to be 26598, and I in turn know that the value that will be stored in each of this box will be of integer data type. All right, so if my first address is 26598, the second address will be 26602. Why? You see the difference between these two. What is the difference? If you just subtract these two numbers, the difference will be of 4. And what is 4? The byte space that each integer data type or integer value occupies. Alright, so see, you can now form the connection of how addresses and how data type, alright, and how this contiguous memory is related. Alright, so now in turn, if you ask so this has had a value of 26602. Alright, since this is also a part of contiguous block of memory, so what will be the address of it? It will be 26660 and 6. Why? Because these two difference will also give me a difference of 4, and I know that this will also store an integer and this will also store an integer. So basically these two will occupy, each of these two will occupy 4 bytes of space. Hence, if the address of this is this one, then the next contiguous sub block will have an address of this one, and the difference will basically indicate the data type, or in this case it was integer. So see, if you even do not suppose for an example, you take the form of a user. All right, the user basically do not know anything, okay, like he has a tendency of to forget things. All right, so what can he do? He knows that C is an array, so he can just take the address of this particular box and the next particular box, and when he subtracts those two, the difference that we'll get, all right, since he knows already it is an array, so it will be a contiguous form of a memory. All right, and so which means these two blocks will be simultaneous. All right, so if he suppose accesses this is the second element and this is the third element, and when he just takes the difference of these two addresses, he will get a difference of 4. So that will basically in turn mean, all right, fine, so each of this sub block, all right, will store an integer value. And how do I know? Because the difference is 4. All right, and we know integer data type only occupies 4 bytes of data space. All right, now you might say there might also be a confusion, like if there is another data type that also occupies the same number of space, like it also occupies suppose 4 bytes of space, then it might be a confusion as to if we previously do not know what type of data type, then it might be a confusion that what will be the data type when we calculate in this like difference form of thing. All right, so this is how address of each basically sub block are determined in case of contiguous form of a memory. All right, so please do remember this. And in so what are this basically so this thing, this 0 1 2 3 4, these are known as basically index. All right, index basically means how you can access each of this sub block. All right, so suppose I write C of 4. All right, if I write C of 4, so basically this will determine indicate this particular sub block. All right, and note one thing, this is not the fourth element. All right, because it starts from 0. All right, it starts from 0, so this is 1 2 3 4 5. So basically the fifth sub block starting from the beginning, all right, will have index position of 4. So basically if I take this to be ith block, the index will be I minus 1. Fine. So that is how so basically I've explained how this address thing works. All right, how this address is basically allocated for a contiguous form of memory, how the address of each particular sub block is determined. So basically you cannot now say that it is discrete. All right, suppose because suppose let us for an example, this particular had a value of 1156 all right, suppose suppose let's assume that if this had a 11762, all right, and this particular block had an address of, suppose let's say, 77231. So basically there is no relation, all right, and let's suppose this was has 13251, all right. So whenever you take up each particular, suppose first block and second block, and again second block and third block, okay, basically you have the addresses. Let's assume this is a hypothetical case, all right. So if this was the case, then there was no connection between this one, and this one, all right. So in that case, it can be said that it is non-contiguous, all right. Since it is in this particular case, all right, since it is contiguous, so basically every consecutive subblock will have to have a connection. That basically I have explained how that the data type, all right, how the data type mentioned plays a major role here, all right, and how it basically determines the addresses of each of this contiguous form of a this contiguous form of memory or this super block, all right. So that's it for this video, all right. So if you have any kind of doubts, you can do mention in the comment box below, all right. This basically this particular concept is really important. When in the next video I'll be surely jumping into arithmetic of pointers, like how the basic operation of arithmetic, like the basic arithmetic operations work in case of pointers, and how is it different from our own normal addition, subtraction. Those are the basic arithmetic operations that we generally know, all right. So this particular concept will play a very major role, all right. So that's it. If you haven't understood anything, please do mention in the comment box. So in the next video we'll continue further. Thank you, have a great day, and take care. Bye bye.